Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Plain Not Jane. I am Plain Not Jane, and you, my friend, have tuned into this week's 7. This week's 7 is a video series highlighting lessons learned and observations made in my life over the last 7 days. Well, actually, this episode will be over the last 14 days, but that's neither here nor there. This week's 7 starts now. Number 1. It is perfectly okay to go back to the drawing board. If we spend a lot of time or even a little time on something and the end result isn't what we really wanted, we'll patch and fix and rig and piddle with that thing to try to make something that's really a mess look okay. A lot of times it's really best to just cut your losses and start over. There's nothing wrong with starting over. Number 2. I've always been suspicious of this, but now it has been confirmed. I really am an old lady trapped in a middle-aged lady's body. Am I middle-aged yet? I'm not a 20-year-old. I haven't been 20-something in a minute. I think I'm like right outside of the middle-aged threshold. I think. I don't think I'm middle-aged yet. I think I'm like close to being middle-aged. Anyway, I'm an old woman trapped in a non-old woman body. And I mean, I've just accepted it. It feels good to, walk in my truth. It does. It feels really good to walk in my truth. I'm an old lady. I'm a grandma waiting to happen. Don't let me see somebody out with a baby and the baby doesn't have on a hat or a blanket covering their entire person. I slick turn into a grandma. That baby gonna get pneumonia without something on his head. You better cover that baby head. Put something on that baby head. And I know that a hat is not going to keep a kid from getting sick. I know that a little cool air across that little scalp is not gonna make them sick. I know that babies are more at risk of being overheated than cold. But it's just something just rises up in me when I see a baby that doesn't have on a hat and there's a little nip in the air. I turn like 75 instantly. It just happens. But I'm cool with that. I'm okay with being an old lady. Ain't nothing wrong with being an old lady. Number 3. And deux, trois. Feeling invisible is an awful feeling. I have had the misfortune of allowing people, groups, and organizations make me feel invisible. You have those instances where people don't even notice you're not there, or they don't bother to check on you. They don't notice that you're absent, or they only notice that you're absent when they want something from you. I started believing that I didn't matter and that I was invisible, but I'm not invisible. I'm very visible. You can see me. I am here. And although I may not be anything special to most people on this planet, God thinks I'm pretty awesome. Like, He literally crafted me with His own hands. There's not another one of me in this universe. He made me Himself. I'm unique. And if I'm not special to anybody else, I'm special to Him. And once I started really grasping that, I really understood that I'm not invisible and I do matter. Number 4. Number 4 is a tip. It's a piece of advice. Don't go around cussing at folks that you can't whoop, okay? People have it bad of bragging about how they cussed out that lady in that office and how they let them have it at Walmart, and my supervisor know not to say nothing to me because I'll drag her down the hallway by that ponytail. I don't like her anyway. But here's the thing. That lady sitting across from you in her office could very well be a savage and a half in a business suit. You may not know that this woman is working real hard to not reach across her desk and drag you on her side by your cussing mouth. So don't go around just taking for granted that people are acting civilized and that people are are regulating themselves. You don't know who is on the verge of completely losing it. So don't just go around cussing at folks all willy-nilly. Be careful with that. Number 5. It still amazes me, and it still makes my stomach turn to see how hateful people can be, especially on the internet. It still really bothers me to see people be so hateful. But I had to realize that most of those hateful, hurtful people are hurt themselves. The hate, the outward hate, and the effort given to hurt other people is usually a symptom of a really hurt individual. And knowing that, I still get sick to my stomach when I witness it or when I hear about it. But it helps me look at those people in a different way, and I realize that as opposed to being angry with them or shunning them, that I really need to pray for those people to be healed and helped. Number 6. I don't have whooping cough. Yay! That's all. And finally, number 7. Make sure that in all of your busyness, that your priorities are reflected in your actions. A lot of times we can say people and things are important to us, people and things are at the top of our priority list, but then our actions will give us a completely different story if we're honest. We have to find balance. You have to find that balance between your responsibilities and your obligations and your priorities. I've been fortunate enough to reach a place in my life that my actions really do reflect my priorities. It's been a task. It has taken some sacrifice, but I have gotten to the point to where my actions are reflective of my priorities. But it also took me being honest about my priorities. So now you won't hear me say that my children are at the very tippy top of that list. I'm at the tippy top of that list. I am my top priority. And though it may sound selfish, hear me out. I know that if I don't take care of me, if I don't make sure that I'm healthy spiritually, physically, emotionally, then there's nothing that I can do for my kids. If I'm laid in a grave somewhere, casket dead, who's there to take care of my children? My children can be a priority if I'm not here. If I'm broken spiritually, that means that I'm not whole and I'm not able to pour into my children the way I need to pour into them. If I'm broken emotionally, that again, I'm not whole and I'm not able to pour into my children the way I need to pour into them. So by making myself a priority and by ensuring that my actions reflect that I'm a priority, I am able to better take care of my family and my children. So I say all that to say this. Be honest with yourself about what your priorities are. And once you're honest with yourself about your priorities, take steps. You may not be able to do it all at once. It may take time. But take the steps to ensure that your actions are reflective of those priorities. All right, and that has been this week's 7. And this has been my quesadilla. Yeah. If you like this video, give it a good old thumbs up. And if you didn't, keep on going and don't come back. And also make sure you click the button below to subscribe to my channel and the bell, I think it's over there, to get notifications. So you'll know when I post new videos like this week's 7, cooking videos, DIY projects, and good old family foolery. So until next time, go where you celebrate it, not just tolerate it, and eat quesadillas. They're good. Be safe. Bye-bye. It's nice outside, so I'm recording outside today. Plus, it's too noisy in my house, and I don't want to record in the middle of the night tonight. So, welcome to the Shire. I know there are no hobbits with an island accent, but we're hobbits, and this is the Shire, nevertheless. And the accent, it kind of works for me. You know, it kind of works for me. All right. You want to see somebody turn into a track star? Let them hear some buzzing in their ear. If I hear any kind of buzzing anywhere in this vicinity, I don't need to see it. I don't need to be able to recognize the buzzing. But if I hear buzzing, buzzing means you flying. Flying means you can get places faster than me. It also means that you're small. And it increases the likelihood that you have a stinger. And you might want to put that stinger in my flesh. I've been stung by a bee before. I got stung by a bee when I was first grade. I was sitting in Miss Crawford's room, minding my business, and my mama loaded my hair with that lustrous pink oil moisturizer. Y'all know it used to smell real sweet. Well, a bee decided to take a seat on the top of my head, and I heard it buzzing, and it landed in my head. I didn't feel it land though. So what I did, I'm doing my work, but I take my right hand, and I reached in the top of my head, and that stinger got me right on my finger. I jumped out my desk. I stood there just running in place, looking at Miss Crawford right in the face, just screaming. And she just said, go to the office. I left out the classroom, and Miss Christine was the janitor at our school. I loved Miss Christine. That was my girl. Oh, I love Miss Christine. I'm about to tear up now thinking about it, Lord. Miss Christine said she thought it was a fire engine, because I ran through that school just screaming at the very top of my lungs. I don't know what Miss Former did in that office to calm me down, but she calmed me down enough. I think she probably put something on my finger where the stinger was. She might have got the sting out. I don't know. She always worked magic in that office. But then she got me calm, made my boo-boo feel better, and I was able to go back to class and finish my day. But I ain't been stung since. And I also run every time I hear a buzz. Alright, and that's your little weird story about me for this week. Don't look for one next week, because I'm not going to do this very often.